How's it going? My name's Andres. I don't exactly have a formulaic intro yet. I don't know if I ever will, but fuck it. Here's a video. Bit of a spontaneous thing. Haven't really thought this through. Just sort of came to a random spot. Thought I'd record. Type of Johnny Mazza style video diary thing. Something I've been thinking about putting together, and I just decided spontaneously, fuck it. Why don't we just start today? Today's as good a day as any, and so might as well just take the first step. Appropriately, I wanted to make a video sort of talking about getting things started and just whatever project you might have, to whoever needs to hear it, really more to myself. A lot of this is probably just going to be me giving myself advice that I need to hear, that I've already heard and need to remind myself of. But whether you got a song, a video project, a book you want to write, a short story, a piece of art you're trying to make, an animation, whatever creative pursuit, crochet, I don't know, whatever creative pursuit calls to you, whatever gives your life meaning, something that really calls to you in a spiritual, profound way, that you've just been sort of putting off. The fact is, like, you just need to get it out. Whatever your art happens to be, you need to make it. And I know that quite a lot because I've had a lot of projects that I've just been swimming around my head, just festering and sort of rotting a little bit, not actually manifesting and seeing the light of day. And so I'm hoping to break that spell and just finally put a fucking video together. You know, make some shit happen, and do it imperfectly, spontaneously, whatever, and then just fucking put it out and, you know, make the next one and just keep it going. I don't expect this video to be very well made. I didn't, plan a script. I didn't, I barely thought about, loose bullet points I wanted to touch on. I just sort of figured I'm gonna figure it out as I go along. I guess a little bit about me. I've been trying to put together several songs, maybe even work towards building an album for years now. I've had probably 2 full LPs, maybe 3 worth of material just swimming around in my head for years, and I've just done very little to materialize that. Had a few adverse experiences, got kicked out of a band, this, that, the other, whatever. Everyone's got their own unique story, right? And whenever I see a content creator that I admire, musicians that I really love, things like that, I often find that the material of theirs that I'm a big fan of is not really the first thing they put out. You see a video essay YouTuber, whatever the case may be, a musician with a bunch of albums, listen to their first album, you see their first little block of YouTube videos, and you're like, this is kind of shit. It's not great. The picture quality isn't great. The audio isn't great. Not the best composed, and that's the way it's supposed to be. I mean, because those original pieces weren't, perfect. It means they had somewhere to go. They had somewhere to develop, and their shit got better over time. And so, at the same time, you'll look at those pieces, you look at those original videos that aren't perfect by any means, and there is a sort of charming quality about them. There are certain imperfections about media that I find to be quite charming, for lack of a better word. I mean, I already said that. Again, off the cuff, I'm doing this in one take. um, that sort of make it human. And so, whatever it is you want to make, again, just to whoever needs to fucking hear it, just fucking do it. Like this video that I'm recording right now, I'm just gonna fucking upload it and probably forget about it, move on to the next one. I don't expect to be great at putting my ideas together and spontaneously making something like this happen. But how am I going to learn? You know, you need to put one foot in front of the other. And oftentimes, the people who are successful in making their art and actually figure out their voice, their identity, and what they actually want to do with this shit, it took time. It took time and development and really just being willing to fail, being willing to be shitty for a long period of time and not care what people thought until eventually something clicked. Eventually they get lucky, they meet the right person, they fucking form the right connection, they network, whatever it happens to be, right? I got a very important friend of mine who loves to repeat to me pretty consistently to not let perfect be the enemy of good. And you know, the more I think about that, the more I find it to be quite profound. Because if you try and strive to make something so absolutely perfect, and you're zoomed in and you're just caught up on every single minute detail, chances are, I mean, perhaps with an unlimited amount of time, perhaps if you're some Lovecraftian immortal being, you know, you might be able to make your perfect piece of media, but more often than not, it's not going to be perfect. You're going to disappoint yourself. You're going to spend so much time worrying about it that at the end of the day, nothing's going to get done, right? Versus the people who don't care about perfection and sort of keep the cycle going, try the next thing, refine their craft until, you know, their 30th project, their 62nd project. That's when you get your opus, your fucking important thing. And even then, you know, you're not done, right? You know, once you've made your perfect album, entirely subjective, some people might find your best album to be the one you think is absolute shit, you know, but once you've made the project that you're satisfied with, truly, I mean, you're never done. You just sort of move on to the next one anyway, right? As someone who likes the wacky, zany types of music that I like, I am reminded of bands like King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. If you're not familiar, they're an Australian band that's just fucking wacky and just does all kinds of bullshit. I love their energy. I have a few videos earlier before this about me reviewing some shows I was at of theirs. But if you look at their discography, at the time of recording this, they've probably put out something like, I don't know, 27 albums in 13 years or something like that. Incredibly prolific, touching on every single fucking genre you can possibly imagine. You listen to that, their first album, and there's sort of some video documentaries about the formation of that band when they were sort of all younger and coalescing from a bunch of different bands, making some weird sort of hodgepodge jam group. Like, a lot of that material was just fucking play 3 chords, make that shit dirty, messy. You should be able to play that song without having ever learned it and just fucking hop on stage and do it. The album's not the best recorded. There's some pretty shit songs out there. But ultimately, like, there's some good shit on there, and when you hear some of those songs that they recorded on their first album, this sort of garage rock, just, I don't want to call it grungy, but I mean, it's called 12 Bar Brews. Check it out. It's got some good stuff on there. They barely even tour with any. I think they only really tour with one of those songs. anymore. But it's not perfect. And a lot of that stuff is really easy to play. Two riffs, that's it. And eventually, you needed that foundation, you needed that stepping stone to become whatever they ended up becoming, right? To do Polygon, Dwanaland, and all these crazy metal albums, and going into the EDM world and fucking around with polymeter and microtonal stuff and whatever it is about that. If you like that band, whatever it is that resonates about them with you, you needed that first pretty, not the most professional sounding album for that. Another incredible example that I use for every single musician friend that I know that's getting in their own head about, oh, I'm less than, I'm not good enough for this or that. If you're in the realm of music specifically, if you're a musician who doesn't believe that you're capable, if you're a musician who is so in your own head about, oh, look at this 13-year-old that's just fucking shredding these big virtuosic fucking masterpieces or whatever. Look at fucking Jacob Collier. Look at all these, just these people who are conduits of this fucking craft. I highly recommend anyone like that who feels down on themselves about their ability, whatever your art might be, listen to Ween. Seriously. Because there is some shit material on every single Ween album that I can think of. And I fucking love that band. They have outstanding material on every single album. They got shit material on every single album. And that band, for better or for worse, I would definitely categorize as a band that just fucking had an idea and they put it out. They didn't give a fuck. I mean, they're famous for the Loop-de-Loop song on SpongeBob. I'm pretty sure they produced that in their living room in a hurry in like an hour and a half, recorded, produced, put on a fucking cassette and sent to Nickelodeon. They didn't give a fuck. And ultimately, those awful songs, and there are some awful songs in that discography. Seriously. I've seen those guys live. It was one of the most magical shows I have ever seen. And I will tell you, they are not the kind of band where every single song they put out is a banger. Not even half of them are. They fucking just shotgun blasted every idea that they had, put it out whether it was good or not, and sometimes something stuck. Sometimes something resonated with people. That's what matters, right? And so, really, if you're getting down on yourself about, I can't release my art, I don't feel like I'm good enough, I feel less than, whatever it is, I mean, seriously, listen to The Pod. I think it's their second album, and it's just gritty, wacky. There's some flange shit that makes no sense. There's some vocal distortion stuff that is ear-searing. There's some good albums, good songs on that too. But, I mean, there is a profound moment when you listen to that album and you go, these guys fucking sell out Red Rocks? Seriously? I guess not anymore. I guess they stopped touring because they didn't really live the healthiest lifestyle. But in the time that they were doing it, I mean, these guys, the same people who put out The Pod, sell out Red Rocks. And you might love The Pod, but whether you're a fan of that band or you're not, you gotta admit that it is an anomaly and a wacky thing that these motherfuckers are able to have such a crazy cult following, sell out a fucking venue of 10 or 11, 12,000, I don't know how many people Red Rocks, occupies, and probably some other venues with more, who knows. But that a band who put out this material was able to do that. And why? It's because they didn't care. They put it out, they had an idea, they said, let's put that out, who cares? And thankfully they had the resources to do that. That's a 90s band. That's a band that was doing it in the 90s. The, the bar, the level to actually making something and having eyes on it was a lot higher back then. Today, as of recording this, it's 2025. You have access to the internet. You have access to an infinite realm of just fucking shitting it out. And quite frankly, every YouTuber that you love, every musician that you love, every artist that you love, whatever the fuck it is, whatever it is, you probably got into them a year, 2 years, 5 years, maybe more, into them developing their material. Find your favorite YouTuber, find your favorite artist, find whatever it is on YouTube. For me, it's YouTube, but YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, whatever, and like scroll back to their very first posts and look at that. Inspire yourself to say, well, they got to where they're at eventually. They had to start making the thing. I'm making this video right now because I was personally inspired by Johnny Mazza, or Joshua Mazza. His name's Joshua Mazza, but his channel's Johnny Mazza. If you haven't checked him out, he's a British YouTuber that sort of does this same thing. And he's not terribly popular, at least, again, as of recording this. Like, he'll get videos that get a few hundred views, he'll get videos that get a few thousand views, and he's not fucking a worldwide sensation, but I came across his content and it was honest. It was just, you fucking found a topic, you found a nifty place to record it. I know the lighting isn't great right now. I think the sun is setting as I'm recording this, so I do apologize if it doesn't look good, but whatever, this was spontaneous. And it's not perfect, and that's why it's perfect, you know? So that's what I'm trying to do with it. I'm trying to make this video sort of as a wake-up call to myself, really to inspire me to do the same thing. And if anyone in the ethos who happens to be listening to this can garner, you know, some kind of inspiration, some kind of motivation, some kind of meaning, or not. If this just entertained you, that's cool too. But if you needed to hear this message, you probably already heard it a few times in other words from other people, but here's another version of that. Here's my version of that, you know? Maybe this is the one that brings you to action. Maybe it's fucking, you gotta hear it 10 more times from 10 other fucking strangers, you know? Who cares? But here's another one out there. And really to sort of, you know, put a bow on it, I guess for me, I'm sort of in an area where I'm actually finally, for the first time in my life, making things that I've been wanting to do for 5+ years, probably more. Just yesterday, I had a recording session with some friends for 2 original songs that I'm hoping to, in the coming weeks or months, edit together, make a fun, you know, YouTube video out of it, see if I can't get it on Spotify as a single or wherever else, and just fucking make it happen. I didn't do a session recording where everyone's, you know, individual stems, we're only tracking this instrument, then the next, and it's all professional and clean. None of that. I got my friends together, I did a few rehearsals several weeks beforehand, and I said, fuck it, and we fucking got together for 2 hours, did several takes of a couple songs, and, you know, mistakes and all, you know, I can speak to music because that is my ambition and what I'm trying to fucking do with my life. But, you know, if what you're trying to do is music, it's gonna sound perfect in your head. It's gonna sound exactly the way you want to hear it in your head. And when you are starting out, no matter how good you are, it just simply is not going to sound like what it sounds like in your head. Unless you're absolutely flawlessly incredible and you've been doing this shit since you were in diapers, which I have not, um, and I'm not going to pretend to have, you know, it's just, here's the takes, you know. If there's some mistakes in it, then the mistakes are going to live on in the video. I mean, maybe we can find a way to clean them up in post in some way, but really I think those mistakes are what give it humanity. It's what gives it life. It's what, you know, reminds you that this shit was made by a human being with flaws rather than some fucking AI slot robot that thinks it knows what a fucking song is and just sort of hodgepodges all fucking information to something that is incoherent, right? It's a human who made this. It's a human who didn't hit that chord quite right and needed to adjust. It's a human who may not have been perfectly in time with the metronome, or maybe their fucking hands got sore and, you know, whatever. So I recorded those songs. I'm going to try to release them. I guess this video is a way to keep me accountable on that, right? But those songs aren't going to be perfect when they're released, and you can't let perfect be the enemy of good. And for me, in my personal experience, it's been a very long battle sort of coming to peace with that and understanding that that is part of the experience. You know, yeah, I suppose. And you know, side note on that, I'm reminded of, you know, John Mayer's first two albums, where his first album's just him with an acoustic guitar and that's it. And it's pretty good. But then he went to Berkeley. I don't know if he went to Berkeley before that. I don't know the timeline, right? But I know at some point he went to Berkeley. And you hear his second album, and it's him with a band now. And it's got half the songs from his first album on that second album, but now it's with a band, right? So if you have a piece of art that you feel is incomplete because you tried making it and it's just not perfect, I fucked up this sequence, I didn't have the proficiency, I didn't have the chops, I wanted to do it this way and it just didn't come out that way. Who cares, right? You made that version. Nothing is stopping you from, when you have the resources, when you've improved your craft, when, you know, the circumstances of your when the circumstances of your life allow you to re-record it in a more professional setting, perhaps with more experienced musicians, perhaps with you as a more experienced musician, or an artist, or a better fucking crocheter, or as a better writer with a better vocabulary. Whatever your pursuit is, you can do that so long as you do not pull a George Lucas. If you produced a thing and released it out into the world, in part it is no longer yours. If somebody saw that, they have made their own personal memories about it, and I think it would be an absolute sin to deprive somebody of that. I absolutely think that that's not a good thing to do, right? You can't access the original recordings of Star Wars. No matter how perfect or imperfect George Lucas might have thought they were, no matter how much he was like, you know, I want to have a guy walking in front of the frame for no reason, here or there, whatever it happened to be. You know, people have tried to recreate whatever the original media was, but you can't find the original 70s tapes. And that is a piece of art that millions of people have developed emotional, personal connections to. So it's okay for you to remaster it and to make improvements upon it, so long as the original version is still available. Because you need that lineage. You need to know where you came from. You need to know the mistakes that you made and how you improved upon them, because that's how you can see, you know, development and growth. So yeah, whatever it is, fuck it. Stop thinking about it. Stop fucking letting it fester in your brain, because ultimately you're gonna fucking die one day. And if you have an idea for a piece of art, a piece of media, a piece of content, a piece of whatever the fuck matters to you, and it's just an idea in your head, then if you didn't materialize it in any form, then that idea dies with you. And that idea is unique to you. Nobody but you could have conceptualized that idea and produced it exactly the way that you did or you otherwise would have. So get to work, do it. Don't think about fucking affecting culture and being this great big fucking success. You know, if you're consistent with it and you give a shit and you're able to make the right sacrifices and you get lucky, I mean, honestly, you might find the success, but I mean, it is really about the destination and not the journey. So, yeah, to whoever needs to hear it, go make something. Make it regardless of your abilities, regardless of your resources. I'm recording this video on a camcorder I had in like 2010 or 2012 or something. I think I got this lav mic, like, I don't know, I did order that on Amazon, but it wasn't necessary. I could have absolutely recorded this just on my phone audio. I could have fucking vlogged it like this the whole time. I happen to have the resources of, I own a tripod, I own this fucking old ass camera. I didn't need to buy another $500 camera so that it looks more fucking modern. Who cares? You're not watching, if you're still sticking around, you're not watching this video for the fucking video quality of it all. That shit doesn't matter, you know? Probably not the audio quality either. It's what I'm saying, it's the content, but whatever. I'm going on way too long. You get it. You get the fucking point. Go make something. Make a song. Make a fucking composition. Make a piece of art. Fucking make a tie-dye. Make a cocktail. Make a fucking short story. If you want to get into voice acting, find a fucking book that you like and just start recording the chapters of it and just uploading it to YouTube. Fuck, you know, copyright law, whatever. Who's gonna sue some person who's getting fucking views in the double digits? You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares? Who cares? Like, this is what it means to be human. Just go fucking be a human. Stop sitting all day consuming shit on your fucking phone, your fucking pocket computer. Just go make something and put it out there and forget about it. Don't come back to it, you know? On to the next one. Eventually, keep adding links to the chain. You fucking get it. I've gone on too long. Thank you so much for watching. If any of this resonates with you, you know, leave a comment, like, all that shit. I'd appreciate a subscription. I'm probably going to be, not probably, I am going to be uploading some music videos coming up soon, so I would appreciate any amount of engagement whatsoever as a person who, I'm literally just starting my fucking pool of fucking garbage right now, so I'd really appreciate any amount of engagement if you gave a shit. And if you don't, there's plenty of other things to entertain you. So find whatever resonates with you and engage with it and fucking be a part of it. Don't just fucking consume it. Make something. Go make something.